Prologue. End of section. This is not a new doctrine, and it is not a system. It is not a Satan biography, and especially not one of those. The figure this book is about has had more imagined biography written for him than the canonical text actually supports. And most of what fills the gap is not in the Bible at all. That sentence is large, and the book will earn it. The point of starting here is only this. The popular picture you may have arrived with. The bright fallen angel named Lucifer, brought down from heaven before time began, ruling an organized empire of demons, currently engaged in a near equal contest with God for the souls of the world, is built. Pieces of it touch the text. Most of it does not. The text gives a different and more careful thing. I came at this the same way I came at the road in the book before this one. I had been handed the picture, the way every church-going person is handed it, and at some point I stopped taking it on anyone's word and went back to read the verses for myself. I read where the figure actually appears, and where he is named, and where he is described, and what he is shown to do, and what is said about him by Yeshua and by the apostles, and where the loud parts of the tradition turned out to come from. What follows is what I found when I did. Not all of it, the part that holds together. So the same rule before you take a step. None of this is owed your belief. All of it is owed your testing. Read with the text open next to you. Where what is written here holds against Scripture, you will not be trusting me. You will be seeing it yourself, which is the only kind of seeing that survives someone later arguing with you. And where it does not hold, the text wins, and you should drop the line that failed and keep walking. That is not modesty. It is the only honest way to hand someone a book on a subject like this. One additional honesty owed at the door, because the topic carries it. A book on the adversary can be written in two ways that both miss. It can be written to thrill, making the figure larger and more menacing than the text has him, generating heat where the text is careful, treating spiritual warfare like an action movie, and the believer like a soldier in an outcome that has not yet been decided. Or it can be written to dismiss, making the figure smaller than the text has him, reducing him to a metaphor for the human shadow, treating real passages about real schemes as primitive worldview to be filed away. The first ends in anxious vigilance about an enemy whose hand is bigger than the text says it is. The second ends in spiritual passivity in front of an enemy the text actually names. The text walks between them, and so does this book. It tries to. A word on the shape of what follows, because it is the shape that holds the whole work together. The first 7 movements walk the figure as the text gives him. The function before the name, the voice in the garden, the watchers, the trail the popular picture was actually built on, the meeting with the king on his own territory, the cross that ended the case, the in-between time the reader is living in now. Then the road turns. The 8th and 9th movements are the field manual, 6 battlefields where this defeated figure actually meets the believer, walked in 2 sets of 3, the inner ground first, what is taught, what is thought, what settles as condition. Then the open ground, the body, the encounter, and the suffering not removed. The 10th is the recursive caution that a book like this one cannot do without, the test of whether reading it left you steadier or more fascinated, and the way out if the wrong one is true. Theology first, then the practice, then the way to know it took. That is the road. It is written to be read slowly. A movement a night. The way a person actually reads a thing trying to be true rather than trying to win. It does not assume you have settled the questions it asks. It assumes you have been carrying them, about who this figure really is, about what happened before time began or did not, about what the demons are and how they operate, about what Lucifer was always going to mean, about whether the war that goes on now is the kind of war you have been told it is, and that the simplest thing is the thing most worth doing. Open the text yourself, slowly, and see. You can. That is the whole reason this exists. It starts where the text starts. Not in heaven before creation, not in a fall, in a courtroom, with a figure who has no name yet and only a job. To stand and accuse. A prayer. Father, this is my prayer for whoever holds this and is about to begin. Open their eyes and open their heart. Show them the figure the text gives and the one who already disarmed him at the cross. Keep them from the loud picture and from the quiet one. And if that is you, pray the rest with me. Father, open my eyes, open my heart. Show me what you actually said, and the simple, careful sense of it, Stand me inside your son's finished work, and walk me through.